Hello, hello. I've arrived. Alright. Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers once again. By the way, hello all. Alright. Let's see, what else is there to say? Well, I guess we should probably go over the schedule, huh? So, Super Mario Brothers tonight. Tomorrow, we'll be doing Dweller's Empty Path, probably working on some, affiliate stuff, badges, emotes, things like that. Then yes, Friday, Saturday, we have also set aside for Super Mario Brothers if necessary. It is my sincere hope that it is not necessary. Because this is taking a lot longer than I have expected, and we're almost certainly not going to meet the deadline that I imposed upon myself with beating Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid in Dethrone the Koopa King week. I mean, hopefully it doesn't become a whole week. Ideally it's Dethrone the Koopa King Day, and then next Friday we can get started on dethroning the King of Evil. But, you know, what happens is what happens. That makes it that is incomprehensible. Ah, my Switch controllers are low on battery. Hold on, I need to switch them out. In the meantime, I guess there's, I don't know. I don't want to make it. Probably can't. Oh dear, what have I done? There we go. Anyway. So yeah, I hope I'm not laying it on too thick and making it seem as though I am not enjoying Super Mario Bros. Because I certainly am. I certainly am. But I do have a bit of a time limit, in theory. I mean, I guess it's not a hard time limit. I am committed to playing this game until such time as it is done. But I would like it if that wasn't too long, you know. Alright. Nope. There we go. Nope. Oh, please stop. There we go. Okay. Controllers are ready. Tiberious Vanderfield is ready. Super Mario Brothers. Is not quite ready. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Is there anything else to be said? I don't think so at this point. We might as well, just get right along. There we go. So yes, we do have... Yes, okay, we do have audio. I always get thrown off a little bit by the fact that Super Mario Brothers doesn't, like, play any sound on its, like, on the start menu, sort of. And doesn't play any sound immediately upon pressing a button either. So I always have a moment of doubt where I'm like, hold on, did I mess up my audio somehow? But indeed I have not. There we go. Yeah, I feel like I've probably gotten a little bit too hasty with my schedule, because I realized I didn't go over any of the times. I guess it's, like, you know, visible, but not everyone is necessarily looking at the stream at all times. First time we've seen that happen, I think. Not that that has any implications of anything. But, yeah, seeing that specific interaction there. So yes, I have been putting in a little bit of practice. And when I say a little bit, I mean 30 minutes or so, most of the days since last we played this. I think I didn't play it yesterday. I didn't play Super Mario Bros. Yesterday. But I think, other than that, unless I'm misremembering, I think other than that, I have practiced about 30 minutes or so every single day. So, hopefully that will have paid off, and we will no longer be stuck in the nightmare that is World 8-3. Very good, very good. Very nice. Yeah, I suppose probably haste is beyond unnecessary at this point, because I have been putting in some more thought, and I think probably the event that I had planned for, yeah, I sort of had an anniversary event. Planned is a strong word for it, to be honest. There was a thing that I wanted to do, but I haven't really put in the effort to make it happen, and thus there's a good chance that it will not. Which is very unfortunate. We'll do something special for the 1-year anniversary, I'm sure. I don't know what that will be necessarily. That's unfortunate. But yes. Yeah, the thing that I wanted, sadly, will almost certainly not come to pass, unless I really, really, really get into gear. Oops. Alright, there we go. If I am exceptionally fortunate in my Legend of Zelda and not Super Metroid, just normal Metroid, there's nothing super about this particular Metroid. This is a perfectly mundane Metroid. But yes, if I am exceptionally fortunate and blessed in my Metroid and Legend of Zelda playthroughs, I might have those finished by mid-March, like I was planning on. But the rest of the plans are pretty up in the air at this point. So I may need to improvise. So yeah, there's a lot that's been on my mind with regard to the stream recently. I'm not sure how much I want to share at this point, because it is all still very much a work in progress, and any information that I share now will almost certainly be invalidated at some point by some new development, or some change in plans on my part. I think for now I will refrain from speaking in any great detail. Alright. Oh yeah, you can't throw fireballs when you're crouching. Never observed that before, I don't think. Is there? Yeah, there's a fireball animation, so I suppose it makes sense why you can't throw fireballs while crouching, because that would require an entire other sprite. And sprites are precious resources on the NES. You want a whole other sprite just for throwing fireballs while crouching? No, you just can't throw fireballs while crouching. That will be your fate. But yes, we very quickly and smoothly, other than that one point where we lost our fireball at a somewhat unusual point. I don't know that we've lost our fire flower precisely when we've, since, I guess, like, specifically since getting to, World 8. I don't know if we've lost our fire flower in the precise location that we did on a run that has made it to World 8 before. Right. For a second, I sort of, well, that's unfortunate. For a second, I don't know what happened, but I sort of, somehow I, like, forgot what level this was. I guess I've sort of, I think I've, like, maybe developed a little bit too much, automaticity. That is to say, sort of the ability to play this game without thinking about it, because I started thinking about the game as I was playing it there, and then I realized that the thoughts that I was having were completely, unrelated to the game. Or rather, they were inaccurate to the state of the game. Unfortunate. First life lost, but this is the free 1-up, so... Or this is where the free 1-up resides, I should say. Alright. So, since we already lost our Fire Flower, we can't, like... We can always sort of, as long as we don't die before the free 1-up, and we, you know, collect the free 1-up, we can't, be any worse off than we were before we died. It is simply not possible. And in fact, we can be somewhat better off, very marginally so, by collecting coins. But yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's always sort of like the intro to, World 8-2 that throws me. Most of the rest of it, I'm pretty fine with. I don't know that I feel like I've probably at least once, maybe in a practice run, maybe it wasn't on stream, but I feel like at least once I've made it past 8-2 with my Fire Flower intact. But, yeah, usually when I die, it's sort of at the beginning, sort of, before or shortly after getting the 1-up. Unfortunate. Alright, we'll go once more. I don't want to throw off my rhythm too much. There we go. We are pretty close to the end here. But we don't want to get tasty, like we just did. Because, yeah, now we have precisely no buffers going into 8-3, which is unfortunate. But at least we have a small hitbox. I can live with that. And hopefully I will live with that. Nice. Cease. Alright, that's fine. This is acceptable to me. Alright, this is fine. This is acceptable to me as well. Alright. Aww! Directly into the Piranha Plant. That's rare. I should say it's rare when we're not, going entirely too fast. Which we weren't there, we were going at a reasonable pace. We stopped a little bit after the Hammer Brothers. Alright. Alright, you know what? Just so we don't have to think about it. This Piranha Plant's unusually active today. Ah! Oh! We can jump over them! Oh. Oh. We can jump over them. We didn't, but we can. Incredible. Anyway, video game. Okay, yes, the bullet bill is still chasing me. Oh, you're on screen. Okay, this is fine. That's not so fine. But we've learned an invaluable strategy. If the Hammer Brothers don't jump, we can jump. I suppose I probably didn't need to wait for those hammers to go away because they couldn't get close enough to harm me. Alright, this is fine. Alright, it feels like... Well, that doesn't... That feels a little bit disappointing, but... Alright, alright. I'm not mad at this. Alright. Man, if I, like, beat this game in, like, 30 minutes, I'm gonna be at a loss. Is this anything? It doesn't seem like it's anything. That's something. Maybe that's nothing. That seems like it was nothing. Ah, this is new. But that's all too familiar. Wait, okay, there we go. I almost ran clear off there. That would have been bad. Did that Piranha Plant just disappear, or did my eyes play tricks on me? Hold on. Ah. It's a maze. So where did we go? Well, this doesn't feel like a... Oh! I was gonna say, this doesn't feel like a branch in a path, but it definitely is. If that... Yeah, because... the Piranha Plant despawning must have something to do with the maze. Alright, this is curious. Ah, okay, okay. Cunning tricks. Oh. Unfortunate. Alright, alright. So yes, I am just thrilled beyond measure that, we have finally learned the secrets to countering the Hammer Brothers. This is unfortunate. Okay, we're good. That was probably a bad idea. This is going to lead me back to where the Goombas are. Yep. Alright, so into the pipe. Koopa, pipe. I wonder if there's something notable if you manage to make it into that upper pipe. Alright, that doesn't go anywhere. Oh, okay, okay. I was thinking maybe you had to go somehow, like, bounce... Well, not somehow. That makes it sound like it's an terribly obscure thing. Oh dear, that Cheep Cheep scared me. But yeah, to bounce off of... Alright. Oh, I don't like this. Alright. Alright, unfortunate. But, But yeah, to bounce off of one of those paratroopas, those Koopa paratroopas, and into the pipe. You know, I've got to say, for having professed a dodge instinct, or a jump instinct, whereby I attempt to dodge things that do not need to be jumped over by jumping over them, and thus cause myself much trouble a lot of the time. When it would be a good idea for me to jump over things, I have a strong tendency to not. This... Oh. This is new. Yeah, this... I mean, for one thing, it's a water level with fire bars. But for another thing, I think this is a different tile set than any water level we've been to before. Is this? This is new. This is... Oh, this is bad. Alright. Oh. Alright. So, Bowser's Castle is a complicated place, huh? But yeah, for all of my talk about dodge reflexes or jump reflexes, never once occurred to me that I might be able to jump over Hammer Brothers. I also don't often try to jump over Piranha Plants, but that's mostly just due to having a lot of bad experiences of landing on them. Sip. But yeah, to be totally honest, I was kind of expecting that we'd spend most of the rest of tonight in World 8-3 or attempting to reach World 8-3. I thought we might reach 8-4 once. Alright. So yeah, so let's attempt to crystallize the knowledge that we have acquired. So, we know I know at least, I guess, the first twist of the Labyrinth. I'm not 100% confident that I'll recognize the rest of them, though. I know... Oh. That's gonna throw off our coin route a little bit, probably, but it's fine. The coin route's not all that important. But yes. I will recognize the first one, I'm sure. The first warp we have to take. I'll recognize the second, or not the second one, but whichever one is the one that, like, hovers over the ground, and you have to, hit a hidden block to get up to it, or maybe bounce off of a Koopa. I'd assume that that was the case. I can't be certain that that's the case, but it seemed a plausible explanation at the time, and honestly, it still seems reasonably plausible. Perhaps not certain, but plausible. I could see it being a thing that could happen. Whether or not it's a thing that should happen, or a thing that will happen, is an entirely different matter. But, you know, it could, maybe. But yeah, I suppose, going back once again to the topic of jump reflexes, there is a distinction that probably ought to be made between a reflex and a panic response. And probably what I was doing could be better described as a panic response. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. Trying to think. We've encountered very few vines in general, but have we ever encountered another vine underground, I wonder? I don't know. I think we've encountered like one or two other vines, and both of them were in Overworld stages, so probably not. Oops, oh dear. My headphones got caught on something. Oh dear. I should, like, wind up the cord a little bit more, because it's not wound up and gets caught on things, which is very unfortunate, because this is like $100-some pair of headphones. So I probably want to make sure that I'm not going to step on it or roll over it with the wheels of my chair. Both of those would be very, very undesirable. Alright. So, World 8-1. Let's not forget about World 8-2 when we get to it also. But yes, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was going to remark, I don't know that there's nowhere that... There's nowhere that I know of in World 8-1 where you can get any sort of power-up. So it seems like we've already lost our shot at having a Fire Flower in any of the upcoming levels. But... There we go. Regardless, even with no capacity to obtain a Fire Flower, we maybe don't need one. As established, we can jump over things. Isn't that grand? Truly a novel concept. I wonder if there's any... Well, first of all, I wonder if Koopa shells can interact with Piranha Plants. Because shells of various kinds have various things that they cannot interact with. Such as, bullet bills. But yeah, I wonder if there's any location in the game where it would be feasible for a Koopa shell to make contact with a Piranha Plant. And if so, what would happen? Yeah, I was gonna say, it feels weird to not have the less than 100 time units music playing at this point. But we got there in the end. No need to worry. Alright, the rhythm. The rhythm. The opening. That was a bad move. I got too caught up in what I felt was the most appropriate option, and thus I did not consider any further options. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that waiting there is what I'm supposed to do in this opening. But I did sort of forget that, sadly. Alright, alright. But yes, we simply must assess the situation and respond appropriately. Making good decisions is also something of a novel concept, as evidenced. There we go. I could probably defeat Lakitu here and not have to deal with him, but honestly, it's sort of a non-issue, I feel like. Alright, that was maybe a little bit riskier than it needed to be. You know, I guess probably the reason why Koopa shells don't interact with bullet bills, and, you know, Buzzy Beetle shells too, presumably, also don't interact with bullet bills, is probably because of situations like that, where you could, in theory, farm infinite lives with no effort on your part by just sort of kicking a Koopa shell in such a location that it bounces back and forth endlessly, where bullet bills fly. There are, of course, other ways to get infinite lives, but they're more involved, from what I understand. There we go, we assessed the situation properly that time. I recognized that based on its trajectory, the enemy is going to land on me, and so I moved. We really are learning. We are developing the skills to pay any number of bills. I wonder if bullet bills get paid. They are... Do we know if bullet bills are sapient? Just about everything else is in the Mario universe, it feels like. Ooh, that was... Well... That could have been better. That was, two risky jumps there. Ooh. Alright, this Bill's just gonna follow me forever, isn't he? Yeah, very interesting, that behavior. Very interesting, that behavior. Impatience will be the death of me, and it has been the death of me, I suppose. Impatience will be the next death of me. But yeah, interesting. Now the bullet bill is not following us. So they do have a maximum distance, it's just very long, seemingly. That was pretty dangerous there. Oh, even if the bullet bills do jump, we can still jump over them maybe. That was a bad time to jump, but you know. So we can't jump mindlessly. But you know, as long as we pay some attention. Like we didn't there. Don't worry, I'm just making sure that there's plenty of stream. Plenty of stream. And to think, I was worried that we'd be done in less than an hour. So yeah, watching for Beth, have fun. Alright. Wait, oh. I was looking at the chat and I forgot about the shortcut. Oh well. So yes, enjoy your bath. But yeah, this is definitely going to throw off our coin route quite a bit. We'll call this a victory lap of 1-1, perhaps. To remind ourselves of all the fond memories we've accumulated over our journey. But yeah, we're a whole 11 coins short. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, I feel like you're probably watching on your phone, Shep, but I feel a very funny idea that came to my mind is the idea that perhaps you instead have in your bathtub or installed around it, like just a big monitor that is solely for viewing Twitch streams while you luxuriate with like I don't know, a glass of whatever beverage you prefer in like some sort of Roman emperor. I suppose Roman emperors probably didn't watch a lot of Twitch. I think they were more fans of YouTube. I guess, yeah, back then they didn't have Twitch, it was Justin TV. Oop, there we go. Alright. So yeah, the rhythm's a little bit off. The rhythm's a little bit off, but that just means that we need to use our mind just a touch more. Honestly, if we could sort of like reset and get back to a... Yeah. Alright, we cannot reset we cannot reset the muscle memory. We simply must continue as is. Alright. Yes, the very fluid motion has been lost, to some degree. Perhaps we'll regain it, but perhaps we don't need it. Perhaps the most important thing is not playing the game smoothly, but playing the game in a way that allows us to beat the game. Sip. Alright. 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 There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. That's new. No, I'm pretty sure I've fallen off the vine before. Probably. I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that once and then, like, accidentally scrolled the screen too far forward. And was unable to... Were? Yeah, I guess were. Because I did use the collective we. We were instead of we was. But yes, we were unable to make it back to, well, that's unfortunate. But yes, we were unable to make it back up to the platform because we scrolled the screen too far. Alright. But yes, once again, no fire flower. We will miss the fire flower somewhat, I imagine, once we get into more bloober territory. But I suppose we managed to get through bloober territory pretty well with no flower, so... There we go. The fire flower is wholly unnecessary for this route, but it's kind of fun, or not fire flower. The star is unnecessary for this route. Sparks just floats above me with your stream on to his great displeasure. Oh, are you telling me that Sparks doesn't like my stream? Aw. I thought we had something special going, Sparks. I thought we were friends. I'm just kidding. So yeah, alright. So, we're losing a bit of life, a bit of life here, which is unfortunate. But, we're not out of the race yet. Oh, I've missed the shortcut. So yeah, just can't watch it. He has to watch me relax while I sit in my tub. Fair enough. I can see where that would be somewhat aggravating. And I imagine you are dictating these posts to him telepathically also. Can't even just sit and relax and listen to the soothing sound of my voice. Gotta get all these messages sent. Alright. Alright, there we go. Go spiny. Ah, completely missed this time. We have established in the past that trying to jump on that Lakitu is somewhat dangerous. Because he can just throw spiny eggs just whenever. And we don't like that. But it worked out this time, so it's fine. Okay, this is fine. This is acceptable. That's less acceptable. Suboptimal. Let's see, can we make it in one attempt this time, getting at these coins? Alright. Nope! Not today. Or at least not this run. Very good. Okay. Okay. Oh. Got a little bit hung up on that Goomba there. No problem, no problem. Oh dear. I was expecting that Spiny to turn around. They usually do when they hit the ground. Ooh. Alright, yeah, landing on that Paratroopa kind of threw me off there. But this is fine. So yes, we just need to play a little bit more, making use of our brain and our eyes, perhaps. And not just relying on reflex. Unfortunate. Even more unfortunate. But, at least we can get our 1-up back. Or not our 1-up back. We can get our 1-up back, but we can also get our Super Mushroom back. Finding no more. This is fine. We'll just avoid that coin. Ooh. Alright, this is fine. Alright. We are back in pretty solid... we're back in somewhat less solid footing. Oh! Every now and then, it would probably be beneficial for me to take a moment to pause a little bit, literally and figuratively, to think about things that are going to happen. Alright, that was a bit of a weird interaction. Because yeah, usually Lakitu doesn't like go off screen until like about here. But they went off screen and came back, which is odd. I guess Lakitu is programmed to sort of home in on me. So I guess since I was at the very left edge of the screen, they were probably just like trying to sort of circle around me, front and back, and they just happened to be behind me at that point. Alright, so this time, we are going to get the 1-up. So this time, we are going to get the 1-up. Alright. I'm getting impatient. Alright. So, this time, we're going to get the 1-up. Yes, we are. Okay, cool. Nice. I'm glad that I didn't discover some sort of ancient curse hidden within that phrase. Maybe I still have, considering we did get the 1-up, but we didn't like make it much further beyond that point. This time, we will not discuss it openly. We will use veiled references, but even that will not save us. This time, we will start the run over. Nice. Alright. Whoops. Almost made a crucial mistake. Alright. But we are back on track. We are on the usual route, and we are in as good a position as we ever are coming out of World 1. I say that, but we were in a slightly worse position than usual on the last trip out of World 1-1. Very nice. You know, I kind of wonder, what would video games be like if, like, the first video games were released on, like, if, like, hardware, computer hardware, was the same as it is today, around the time that video games were invented. I feel like probably not all that much, but a non-insignificant amount of, at least, computer, hardware development. I kept wanting to say software, and I needed to relearn what I was saying there, for whatever reason. But yes, hardware. A lot of development in the space of consumer electronic, or consumer computer hardware specifically. A not insignificant amount of that probably ties into the development and proliferation of video games. because were it not for video games, among other things, there wouldn't be a whole lot of reason for like a sort of consumer grade graphics cards. Or not consumer grade, but like there wouldn't be a lot of demand for a graphics card within the consumer space, so they probably wouldn't be as cheap and easily accessible, relatively speaking, under normal circumstances. They aren't really either of those things right now, due to various logistical issues, but, you know, relatively speaking, compared to the graphics cards used for industrial applications. What point was I making again? Oh, right. So, assuming that, like, computer hardware developed the same, despite the differences, yeah, in that scenario I envisioned in my head, was an alien civilization that did not require video games for entertainment. If they created video games with hyper technology, it would still have the same flaws and difficulty and game design that the Nintendo Entertainment System had. But yeah, I don't know, I wasn't thinking of, like, hyper technology, of anything sort of more advanced than we had. But I was thinking more so like, if by some, if there were a timeline that we ended up in, whereby video games were not invented until computer hardware was as advanced and as widespread as it is today, what the sort of computer... Oh, we've made a terrible mistake. Tragic. But yeah. An interesting thought experiment. Because yeah. Because yes, there's a lot of things in the sphere of video games. Yeah, it took game designers over 3 decades to develop actually good game theory. I believe games would be just as janky because of that fact. I definitely agree with you there. Because yeah, it is not the hardware, broadly speaking, that or a lot more limitations I feel like than people understand are the result of sort of limitations in game design and like game theory, rather than limitations in hardware. Because you can do a pretty good amount with a pretty limited computer resources. You can do quite a bit with pretty limited computer resources. Honestly, I guess it would probably... Were games originally invented on hardware comparable to modern hardware, probably a lot of early video games would look a lot like sort of these sort of like free games that people develop with like Unreal and Unity and stuff, and just sort of like as their like first game that they make. Like they just download Unity or what have you, and just sort of decide, I'm gonna make a game, and then they put together a game, and it's playable. But there's generally not all that much more to be said about it than that. Because it is, you know, again, a first-time project by someone who has the tools and has the computing power, but doesn't necessarily have the knowledge of what it is that makes games what they are. Yeah, earliest games were just based on sports because they had no idea it would become an art form. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, I guess, sort of how the journey of a game developer learning how to make games is in some ways a microcosm of the... Yeah, it would just be hyper-realistic tennis and soccer. Yeah. So yeah, so not too far from, you know, what we do have on, in those areas, I guess. probably, like you said, a lot jankier than our, our FIFA's 2020 whatever. It's like a year ahead, I think. Yeah, if I had to wager, it was wait, I already read that. But yes, a lot jankier due to the lack of knowledge of how to make games, or how games are best made. But yeah, this is... I don't know if we've gotten this far with a Fire Flower before. That's pretty exciting. But yeah, as I was saying, sort of the... it's interesting how the journey of sort of a game developer learning how to develop games is a microcosm of how sort of the games industry learned to make games, essentially. Generally, you start with very simple things and sort of work your way up. Or sometimes you get a little bit ambitious. Sometimes you get a little bit... Oh dear. That's unfortunate. But yeah, sometimes you get a little bit ambitious and you bite off a little bit more than you can chew. And you make a game that's playable, but not all that much more. Sit. Honestly, the playability of games, if they were invented, like, today, would be probably worse than you see out of, my first Unity projects that people put out. My first Unreal projects that people put out, because, like, at least with those, they have engines that are made for these things, and, like, tutorials and stuff. There's, like, there's support networks. There's, information out there that you can use to glean, and, like, other games that you've probably played. If you're developing games, you probably have played a video game in your life, and thus you know broadly how they work and what makes them good. But, like, if video games are... If you are John Video Games and you're inventing the first video game in the year 2022, it's 2022 now, then you wouldn't have any of those benefits. Yeah, or you're Atari and you give a bare bones budget to one developer for a very high selling franchise and print hundreds of thousands, but only a couple of thousand sold, causing a video game crash. That does happen too sometimes. Not a whole lot in the self-funded indie space, but yes, that does happen. Alright. So yeah, okay, yes, this is... Or wait. Is this? Yes, okay, we're fine. Okay, yes, we're fine. We are very fine. We are perfectly acceptable. We are finer than powdered sugar. Was it this one? Yes, okay. Interesting how the bubbles that Mario breathes out spawn before Mario is visible. The way that the pipes sort of interact with that particular tile set does make them look a little bit weird, it feels like. Alright, please jump. Thank you. Alright, please jump. Alright, Super Mario Brothers is done. We have beaten Super Mario Brothers, everybody. Thank you, Mario! Your quest is over. We present you a new quest. Press button B to select a world. Oh, thank you. I'm good for right now. Thank you very much. I did it! Yes! New Game Plus. No thank you. I think I'm good for right now. Alright, so... And here I was thinking that we might not be starting Legend of Zelda until next week. We're starting Legend of Zelda today, right now. This is Unreal. This is Unity. I cracked myself up. But yeah, let's head back on over to the... Oh, nope, not here. To the room while I get everything set up. Alright. The first and most crucial thing to be done is to change the text. The Legend of Zelda. Man, I don't have anything resembling a title in mind. Oops. But yeah. There we go. And got to change the thing. Okay, cool. Alright, Legend of Zelda. Already. So yeah, it wasn't a half hour, this stream, like I sort of expected it to be when we first started off and I was doing so well. But it was only an hour. Or, well, not the stream, because we're gonna be playing, but the game, rather. So yes, that is the power of practice, I suppose. So yeah, let's hop right back into it. Ah, wait, hold on. Hold on. We can't just start The Legend of Zelda. Absolutely not. We've got to read the manual first. Unfortunately, I don't have the manual readily available because I wasn't expecting to play it today, but... Let's see. Okay. The Legend of Zelda. Whoops. Let's see. I think I had a... It was in this room, I think. I had a... something set up for, what's the word I'm looking for? I have no clue. A source set up for manuals. Congratulations, thank you. Thank you. More Sanctum 2 it is. Not today. Because Legend of Zelda, it calls me. And also the manual for The Legend of Zelda, as soon as I find the thing. Oh, is this it? Is this the source? This looks appropriate. Just really want to play more Sanctum 2? I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I don't blame you. Alright. Oh dear, what have I done? Okay, here we go. So, there we go. Shrink this down a little bit. If I can, there we go. The Legend of Zelda Instruction Booklet. Look for this seal on all software and accessories for your Nintendo Entertainment System. It represents Nintendo's commitments to bring you only the highest quality products. Items not carrying this seal have not been approved by Nintendo and are not guaranteed to meet our standards of excellence in workmanship, reliability, and most of all, entertainment value. But yeah, you gotta be on the lookout, everybody. Let's see if I can scale this a little bit better. Okay, this image is very large. Hold on. Oh dear, what have I done? Okay, this is fine. Well, this is less than fine because I can't read this. Let me zoom in a little bit. Anyway, thank you for selecting the Nintendo Entertainment System copyright, the Legend of Zelda TM pack. Please read this instruction booklet to ensure proper handling of your new game, and then save the booklet for future reference. Content: hints on how to destroy Ganon, basic wisdom, treasure, the magic and the mystery, the overworld, the underworld, the Legend of Zelda ABCs. Precaution: do not store the game pack in extreme temperatures. No threat of that. Do not immerse in water. I guess I could immerse my Switch in water, but I will not do so, I promise you. Do not clean with benzene, thinner, alcohol, or other such solvents. Copyright 1987, Nintendo of America Incorporated. A long time ago, the world was in an age of chaos. Oh, this is really hard to read. Oh dear. In the midst of this chaos in a little kingdom in the land of Hyrule, a legend was being handed down from generation to generation. The legend of the Triforce. Golden triangles possessing mystical powers. One day, an evil army attacked this peaceful little kingdom and stole the Triforce of Power. This army was led by Ganon, the powerful Prince of Darkness, who sought to plunge the world into fear and darkness under his rule. Fearing his wicked rule, Zelda, the princess of this kingdom, split up the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 fragments and hid them throughout the realm to save their last remaining Triforce from the clutches of the evil Ganon. At the same time, she commanded her most trustworthy nursemaid, Impa, to secretly escape into the land and go find a man with enough courage to destroy the evil Ganon. Upon hearing of this, Ganon grew angry, imprisoned the princess, and sent out a party in search of Impa. Braving forests and mountains, Impa fled for her life from her pursuers. As she reached the very limit of her energy, she found herself surrounded by Ganon's evil henchmen. Cornered! What could she do? But wait, all was not lost. A young lad appeared. He skillfully drove off Ganon's henchmen and saved Impa from a fate worse than death. His name was Link. During his travels, he had come across Impa and Ganon's henchmen. Impa told Link the whole story of the Princess Zelda and the evil Ganon. Burning with a sense of justice, Link resolved to save Zelda, but Ganon was a powerful opponent. He held the Triforce of Power, and so, in order to fight off Ganon, Link had to bring the scattered 8 fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom together to rebuild the mystical triangle. If he couldn't do this, there would be no chance Link could fight his way into Death Mountain, where Ganon lived. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save the Princess Zelda? Have I played this before? Very little. I played it long enough to get the sword, but I've never played it long enough to get into a dungeon. Can Link really destroy Ganon and save Princess Zelda? Only your skill can answer that question. Good luck. Use the Triforce wisely. Hints on how to destroy Ganon. Those of you who have had trouble playing this game, read the story below. Read carefully, it has lots of useful hints. Well, we haven't had trouble playing the game before because we haven't played the game before, but you know. Well, I have, but like, we haven't played the game before together here. But yes, so, when Impa gave Link the order to destroy Ganon, she also told him of the history of the land of Hyrule and the layout of the 9 underground secret labyrinths. These layouts should be hidden somewhere in this booklet. Did you find them? Only played a little of Link's Awakening. But yeah, so, is that to say that you haven't played a lot of Legend of Zelda games in general? Or just to say that you haven't played the early ones? The big enemies often have weak points. Try using various items of treasure to attack them in. Relying on what Impa had told him, Link has to somehow make his way to Death Mountain. Link just might be able to find out. Yeah, first game I played through was Twilight Princess. Gotcha. Yeah, my first Legend of Zelda game was, I think, it was like the 4 Swords, I think? 4 Swords and Link to the Past, like Game Boy cartridge. That's like the 2 games. I think that's the first Legend of Zelda game that I played. And I don't think I played 4 Swords a little bit, but I don't think I ever got far enough into... I don't think I even got the sword in Link's Awakening, or Link to the Past. Did I say Link's Awakening? I meant Link to the Past. So yeah, After that, though, I played Four Swords Adventure, and I played Minish Cap. I'm not sure in which order, but I haven't beaten either of them. Sip, as is pretty common for me. But yes, Link has to somehow make his way to Death Mountain. Link just might be able to figure out where the mountain is by carefully studying where and when the monsters appear. In the forests and mountains, there are several caves, and in these caves there live merchants who will sell Link useful items. As well as buying things here, Link can get his hands on other things he can't get elsewhere. Ah, okay. So, use the various items of treasure to attack them in a number of ways. Okay. So yeah, in theory, these pages should probably be side to side. Yes, that way you're bound to hit upon the right combination. Lots of amazing things happen in the springs Link finds here and there. The fairies will give Link a whole new supply of life hearts. These aren't the only secrets to be found. Yes, the entrances to the underground labyrinths are hidden all over the place. There are also some entrances that are really hard to find. Nevertheless, somewhere you'll be able to find hints on how to solve these riddles, and once Link's found a labyrinth, he'll always get an item of treasure. Carry weapons such as boomerangs, etc. to match the enemy. This way Link can proceed with the fight more effectively. The skill to switch over quickly to the treasure select screen, remember the sub-screen, and swiftly take out the treasures is really important. If you've got this skill, Link will be able to win through to the end. The labyrinth level display is important. It shows Link the way. If Link does not fight in the right level order, he might meet a miserable end at the end of the labyrinth. Don't rush forward too fast, it's dangerous. Some of the nasties in the labyrinth are controlled by a ringleader. If Link finds this ringleader and does away with him first, then all the other enemies in the room will disappear. Lots of riddles are hidden in the underground labyrinths. Once Link's found the map and the compass, he can go forward checking each of the passageways one by one. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Well, we will, once we have the opportunity. But yes, walk around and find all the rooms. For this, Link will have to increase his possessions a lot. In the underground labyrinths, Link will come across some doors that will close behind him once he's passed through them. Yet, there's always a way of opening them and escaping. Even if Link's closed in on all sides, he's not allowed to give up. Try anything to get out. Link's going to have a difficult time trying to destroy Ganon. He's real mean. But even Ganon has his weak point. Some friendly character in the game is sure to tell Link about it. Link has destroyed Ganon, and he has managed to rescue Princess Zelda. Man, spoiler alert. Now that he's got a hold of the two Triforces, he once again goes off on his travels, making his way towards countries unknown. Who knows what the future holds for Link? In the labyrinths, Link will come across some kind-hearted people who will help him out. Listen well to what they say and discover the enemy's weak points. Creating your own Link character. Link, the Legend of the Hero of Zelda, does not yet exist. You create Link by first registering your player name. You may create a total of 3 different Link characters. When you load the game pack in the unit and turn on the power supply, the title display as shown on the right appears, and the demonstration begins. When you press the start button and the display on the right appears, line up the heart with register your name using the select button. Then press the start button and the display on the right appears. Yes, use the select button to line up the heart with the Link character you wish to name. Enter your name, maximum of 8 letters, using the control pad to select a letter, and the A button to set a letter. Once you have registered your name, line up the heart with register N in the display and press the start button. Here every copy of the Legend of Zelda is personalized. Yes, we will personalize it. Also, I like that they have registered their name as Nintendo. But yeah, it is very interesting how manuals were structured in the far distant past. Because yeah, in these early days of video games, you really couldn't assume that anyone playing a video game even knew how to operate a controller, even knew the barest essentials of how a menu works. You simply could not assume that. Whereas nowadays, that is a pretty fair assumption. Most people have some form of, personal electronics that they're reasonably familiar with. especially if they are a person who is about to play a video game. Very few people sort of hop into video games as the first bit of like interactive electronic device that they are ever going to use nowadays. Whereas I feel like that was probably a lot more common in the distant past, these decades hence. But yes, erasing an old Link character. If you decide you want to start your game from scratch with a new Link character, you can erase all data for an old Link using the Elimination mode. Line up the heart with the Elimination mode and press the start button. Oh dear. Yeah, getting a very old adult to try a video game for the first time really shows how much base knowledge we put into a new game. Yeah. But yeah, it is very interesting how modern video games are generally built under the assumption that if you are playing the game, you probably already know, broadly speaking, how games work. You already know, broadly speaking, how, menus work and all that, just from cultural osmosis and from personal experience with these sorts of things. But yes. Anyway, where was I? Press the start button. Okay. Move the heart to the link you want to erase and press the start button. This will erase the name. Move the heart to Elimination End and press the start button. This permanently erases all data for the link selected. Use this mode carefully. To create a new Link character, just enter your name like you did at the beginning. Elimination display. Nintendo, Mario, Luigi. Starting the game. Now that you have created a Link character, you are ready to start Link's adventure. That's not what game this is. This isn't Link's Adventure. Or I guess... Hold on, none of the games are called Link's Adventure. I was thinking of Adventure of Link, which is the second one. Anyway, my joke has failed because I have pointed it out. Now that you have created a Link character, you're ready to start Link's adventure. Use the select button, move the heart to the link you wish, and press the start button. The player's name, number of games played, life power level. Yes, game over options. The game is over when Link's life power is 0. At this time, you have 3 options: continue, save, and retry. Choose one by using the select button and then pressing start. When am I playing the Faces of Evil? Maybe? It's not likely. I suppose I won't go so far as to say that I won't do it, because I guess I don't have a reason not to do it. But don't hold your breath, because you'll be holding your breath for a very long time, and I don't know that you have that much lung capacity. But yes. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, choose one by using the select button and then pressing start. Continue. Carry on with the same game. This will start a new game where the last one left off. Link will keep all his possessions from the last game and start with 3 life power hearts. Be holding my breath for Zelda's adventure. Don't hold your breath for any of the CDI games. Sip. Yeah, again, unless you have like lungs that are perhaps the size of a small building, or a large building, probably actually. How much oxygen would you need for like, I don't know, I'm not going to give a time actually, because then I will feel compelled to A, remember that time, and B, honor it. And I cannot justify doing that right now. But yes, I will not even as a joke give a time, because it will become not a joke. Because that's just sort of the kind of person that I am, and I know it. But yeah, it's also very interesting, the phrasing used in this. This will start a new game. You know, nowadays, if someone says that they're starting a new game, yeah, each copy of Zelda's Adventure comes with a licensed therapist. But yeah, the precise wording of "start a new game" is very odd, also from sort of a modern day standpoint, because that sort of implies in modern day video game parlance, that you are, starting over from scratch. You are completely beginning something new. Whereas in this game, I guess playing games in a modern context, you sort of refer to the playing of a game, like from the moment you begin playing it to the moment that you beat it as the game. That is just a continuous sort of thing that goes on, even if you aren't playing it at a given time. Even if you aren't playing it right now, you still might say, "Oh yeah, I'm playing The Legend of Zelda. I'm playing through this or that or whatever." Whereas in this context, it's very much more so like treated like, it is phrased more so how you might phrase playing cards or playing a board game, something like that, where you sit down and you start a game, and then you play it until you're done, and then that game is done. And of course you can, in this particular instance, you can continue from where you left off, but they still phrase it as, you are starting a new game, as opposed to resuming a game. Which is very interesting indeed. But yes. Anyway, we've been on this page for a very long time. We're like a third of the way through. But yes. So, save. Store the game information for later play. This will store all Link's possession in your game pack's memory, so you can carry on with the same game at some time in the future. Retry. This will return you to the starting menu display without saving any information from the last game. That data will be permanently lost. Use this option carefully. Begin a new game by selecting a Link character in the usual manner. Also, Link characters. It's phrased as you selecting characters, rather than you selecting files. I guess probably the term file was not very much in the common parlance at this time. Parlance? That's not the word I'm looking for, I don't think. But yeah, they didn't use. It wasn't a common vernacular, I should say. Files and whatnot. Probably a lot of people who owned NESs didn't own computers, and thus didn't have any reason to interact with files. But yes, if your game ends while you are in a labyrinth, you select continue, your game continues from the entrance to that labyrinth. If your game ends outside a labyrinth and you continue, you start from the very beginning. But yeah, again, more language that would seem to imply that you are starting completely over to a modern audience, or at least, to a me audience. But yes, do not press the power or reset switches from the time that you have saved the game up to when the select display appears. If you do this, you may lose the data you want to save. If you are saving your game information for later play, you must hold in the reset button on the control deck while turning off the power. Failure to do so may result in the loss of your stored game information. Interesting. I've never heard of that happening, but I guess I've never talked to a whole lot of people about what has caused them to lose their Legend of Zelda files. Yeah, nowadays games are just like load in, go. Yeah, tutorials are much better nowadays, but like, we don't have manuals anymore. We don't really have, generally speaking, we don't have sort of these very comprehensive sort of booklets to explain to you exactly not only how to play the game, but what a game is, essentially. But yeah, down to the very basics of how to navigate a menu. I guess part of that comes from the fact that, like, nowadays, in order to start a game, generally you have to navigate some sort of menu. With old game consoles, you didn't have menus to go through. You just put the game in, you turn the thing on, and then it played the game. Nowadays, I mean, not even just nowadays, like starting not to I think, I don't know, when was the first game that or the first game console that had like a menu that you either had to or could navigate before a game started? I think I think you had to navigate a menu on the original Xbox, maybe? I don't own an original Xbox, so I may be off base on that, but I have played on an original Xbox. I think there was also a menu on the PlayStation 2, but I think it bypassed the menu if you had a disc in when you started it. Same with the GameCube. But yeah. So, yeah, they don't tell you how to navigate menus because, generally speaking, you have to navigate a menu to even get to the game. Because, yeah, just like the manuals don't tell you how to put the game in the thing, because you need to put the thing in the game in the console in order to play the game. In this 1980s era of The Legend of Zelda. But yes, playing with a friend, take turns. Full stop. At the end of your game, select Save or Retry and press Start. Your friend can start a game using a different Link character. To start a different game, always store the unit in memory, save, and turn off the power supply to the unit. I like how the game includes instructions for how to play with a friend, but it just sort of says, just take turns. Because you can't, like, play together, per se. But, you know, you can play consecutively. Yes, at any time you may end your game with the subscreen displayed, see page 17, simultaneously press the A button on controller 2 and the control pad. You can cancel the game by doing this. The battery is used to retain the player's data for 5 years. However, depending on the conditions under which the game pack is kept, such as exposure to high temperatures, etc., the life of the battery may be shortened. Basic wisdom. Let's start Link's journey. Indeed, indeed. Let's get on with the game and select Link's and begin Link's battle with evil. I know you just can't wait to send Link on his adventures, but first let's master some basics. How to use the controller. Link moves Link, selects B item, pause, restart buttons, or selecting main/subscreen, or attacking with the sword, or using and attacking with gadgets, treasures, etc. What are the main and subscreens? If you play this game well, you really have to be able to use these two screens skillfully. The main screen displays Link as he's fighting the enemy and shows what's going on around him. The subscreen, on the other hand, displays the various treasures that Link has in his possession. If you change over to the subscreen, you can choose any of these treasures in the blue framed area by moving the control pad left or right. I like this little illustration of Link here, happy with all his treasures. Link meets all sorts of challenges above and underground. Fighting first starts in the Overworld, a land where you cannot tell left from right. What types of places will Link fight and pursue his adventures in? Read on. The Overworld. Forests, lakes, mountains. Link must fight many enemies in a beautiful and natural world. We can be pretty certain, however, that some good-natured people living in these places will help him out and be his allies in his fight against evil. The Underworld. The Underworld is an underground maze of dangerous labyrinths. Link will find many more enemies living inside the labyrinths than he does in the Overworld. The fragments of the Triforce of Wisdom that Link is after are hidden somewhere inside these labyrinths. Here's a useful little hint. You can change over to the subscreen even during a fight, and choose the most effective item of treasure to use against the enemy. Let's learn some basic skills for battling the enemy. The basic principle of the game is, of course, to defend yourself and destroy the enemy one after the other in quick succession. Now, let's learn the basics of how to do so. First off, use the sword. Link can use his sword to inflict damage on almost all of the enemy. Use button A for the sword. The enemy will flash when wounded and will be knocked backwards. Link can get 3 types of swords, each with a different striking power. These swords are displayed inside frame A at the top of the main screen. Types of swords and their different striking power. Sword, weight sword, magical sword, and each one is twice as powerful as the previous. Link can also use the treasures. Link can use his acquired treasures, such as a bow and arrow, instead of his sword. Use button B to get to these treasures. Did you remember? The treasures that Link can use right now are displayed in frame B above the main screen. Use the shield to fend off enemies' attacks. When Link is not attacking, he can use the shield that is always by his side to fend off the enemy's attacks. Don't forget, there are some enemies' attacks that Link can't defend against. Art. Shield. Link has this from the start of his adventures. Use it to protect him from the spears and rocks that the enemies throws. Magic Shield. This is bigger than the other shield. Use it to fend off the enemies, spells, and rocks, and Sola's Ball. The white hearts tell you how wounded Link is. As the enemy attacks Link, the life hearts at the top of the screen will at the top of the main screen turn white. These hearts show how much life Link has remaining. The red hearts are Link's life force, and when they all turn white, that's the end of Link and the end of the game. When they are all red, Link can throw his sword to attack the enemy from a distance. Very interesting that they interpret the action that happens when you attack with full life as throwing the sword, when it's not when it's not that in any game other than I guess yeah, you can throw your sword in Breath of the Wild, but you can't in any other game to my knowledge. Yeah, I guess you can in Wind Waker too, if you have a non-Master Sword or a non, just your sword. It's not always the Master Sword, I guess. But yes, you can find many entrances to get into the labyrinths in the ruins. However, sometimes where an entrance will be, you can find many entrances to get into the labyrinths in the ruins. However, sometimes where an entrance will be, you can find them hidden deep in the forest or mountains. Look carefully. Oh, okay. That's another line. Right. But yes, however, sometimes you can find them hidden deep in the forest or mountains. Look carefully. You never know where an entrance will be. That was a very confusing sentence to me at first, but that makes sense because it's two sentences actually. Treasure, the magic and the mystery. As Link continues adventure, he may find lots of magical items. If you don't know how to use them, Link will never be able to get the better of Ganon. Rubies. Rubies are the money Link used in this kingdom. They sometimes appear when Link disposes of the enemy. Sip. If Link collects enough of them, he can buy treasure from the merchant. Blue rubies are worth 5 times more than yellow ones. In all, Link can own up to 255 yellow rubies, and he may use them in any way he likes. Heart Container and Heart. The Heart Container increases the number of life hearts that Link has. A heart also turns into a white heart A heart also turns a white heart back into a red heart. During the game, if Link defeats the enemy and rescues the fairy who's in their devilish hands, she'll turn all the white hearts red. But yeah, another sort of difference in perspective, I guess, from the modern to the this ancient era, is how generally we think of life as sort of being depleted nowadays. Your hit points go away. Whereas in this game, in this manual, they are sort of presented as, not as going away, but like changing, essentially. And I've just realized the screen was kind of small here, so I'll make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. I'll move over just a little bit, make some room, if I can. There we go. Scale it up a little bit more. There we go. But yes, key and magic key. Been talking a lot, huh? But yes, Link needs these to open the locked doors in the labyrinths. The magical key is very useful. Link can use it over and over again. Once he's got this magical key, A will be displayed, showing that he is unstoppable. Ladder. This item of treasure lets Link cross holes or rivers that are as wide as he is. Raft. Link can float across seas and lakes when he launches this from a dock. Hold on. Link can't launch the raft unless he's at a dock. During the game, there will be some places Link won't be able to get to without using his raft. Map of the labyrinths and compasses. Link can discover the entire layout of the labyrinth using this map, and by using the compass, he can find out where the Triforce fragments are hidden within the labyrinths. Letter to Little Old Lady. When you choose this letter at the submenu and press button B, Link can show the letter to the little old lady who lives inside one of the many caves. Blue and red rings. The blue ring reduces the damage inflicted by the enemy by half, and the red ring reduces damage to 1/4. Power Bracelet. This bracelet gives Link amazing inner strength. He can even lift giant rocks. Magical Clock. The enemy stops moving when Link has this. Mind you, it only works for the screen he's on at the moment. What you find when you press button B: Wooden Boomerang and Magical Boomerang. Stop right there. Link can use these to inflict damage on weak enemies. He can also stop most of the enemy in their tracks if he throws the boomerang on target. The Magical Boomerang flies farther than the Wooden Boomerang. Bomb. Set one of these and Link can overpower the enemy with the Explosive Blast. For each bomb he picks up, he gets 4 bombs. Link can carry at most 8 bombs. At the beginning of the game, he can't have any more than this number, so use them sparingly. Bow and wooden and silver arrows. Link can only use them if he has both the bow and an arrow. For each arrow Link shoots, he loses 1 ruby. Oh, by the way, there are some enemies that can be disposed of only using the bow and arrow, so be alert. Blue and red candles. Some of the rooms inside of the labyrinth are really dark, so use these to brighten them up. Blue candles are good for one screen only, but the red ones can light up several rooms for several screens. Whistle, a really mysterious magical item. Use it and it will amaze you with what it can do. Enemy bait. Link can use this bait to lure the enemy and bump them off as they come to eat it. But watch out, this doesn't work for some of the enemy. Water of Life. Drink this and all of Link's life hearts will turn red. Red water turns blue when Link sips it. Drink the blue water and that's the last of the water. Interesting way to phrase it. I like this little Link sip. Doing some stretches there too, it seems like. I should do some more stretches. Don't stretch quite enough, do I? Magic Wand. This is the wand that Wizrobe uses. Wave it to let loose magic spells. What's more, if Link picks up the magic book and learns some new spells, he can chant some fiery spells and send out flames. Ooh. But yes, now let's get the Triforce together. All of Link's life hearts turn red when he finds a Triforce Fragment hidden in a labyrinth. He will also return to the labyrinth entrance. The Triforce Fragments are displayed in the picture on the sub-screen at each level as Link finds them. Remember the magical whistle? Well, once he's collected the last Triforce Fragment, Link can warp to the entrance of the 9th labyrinth by blowing the whistle and summoning the whirlwind. Oh dear, I've dropped something. Yes, Triforce levels. The fragments of the Triforce are hidden in the many labyrinth levels. They are arranged as shown in this picture. Hold on. The whistle is the most mysterious of all the treasures in this game. Blow the whistle and it'll let out a strange sound. People say it opens up paths for Link. Try blowing and see what happens. I love these little illustrations of Link. They're very cute. The Overworld. In order to get a hold of the 8 Triforce Fragments, Link must first move around above ground and find an entrance to the underground labyrinths. So, let's introduce some basics of how to travel in the Overworld. Okay, you've started the game. Now, first of all, look at the top left of the main screen. You'll see a little map there. This is Link's radar. You can use it to check roughly where he is. If you're playing for the very first time, you should be able to find Link at the scene in the photo on the right. Right, so far so good. Now, use the cross button to move Link to the edge of the screen. When you get there, it scrolls right and the screen changes over to the neighboring scene. Do the same again and Link moves on to the next scene. That's how we can keep Link moving onto new scenes and new adventures. Also, I like the sort of subtle hint that, this is sort of where the sword is. Like, you start out without the sword and not there. Then, on this image, you see Link with the sword and here. Sort of builds up a sort of a subtle association. Link can meet all sorts of people above ground, not just enemies. All sorts of people are hiding in the caves above ground. Old men, little old ladies, and merchants. When Link meets them, he can buy all sorts of weapons and get them to tell lots of useful information. Buy things from the merchant, get Link to pick up what he wants. If Link is going to pay money for some valuable information, then get him to point to the number of rubies he wants to pay. The merchant will ignore Link, however, if he hasn't got enough rubies. The nasty characters Link bumps into in the Overworld. Tektite. These spidery things jump about all over the place. Red ones move about a lot and blue ones move only a little. Tektites have little fighting power. Octorok. A type of octopus that lives above ground. There are 2 types, red and blue. Watch out for the blue ones, they're mean. They'll spit out rocks at Link. Lever. They live in the ground and eat up the energy of creatures that approach them. Blue levers are a little stronger, but the red ones don't have much attacking power. Peahat has little attacking power. This is the ghost of a flower that bounces and flutters around the place. Link can eliminate it only when it's standing still. Moblet. A bulldog-like goblin who lives in the forest. He attacks by throwing spears, a little bit meaner than Octorok. Armos. A soldier who has been turned into a stone statue. He moves and attacks if touched by Link. He has a fair amount of attacking power. Guinea. The ghost who lives in the graveyard. There are two types. There are guineas, who are there from the beginning of the game, and those who appear when Link touches the gravestones. Guineas have about the same attacking force as Armos. Lionel. The guardian who attacks all those who come near Death Mountain. Watch out! He's pretty strong, and Link's little shield can't stop his sword. Yes. The water of life is a medicine that can beat anything, so those who don't have the right credentials can't buy it. In order to show your credentials, you have to... Oh, I'm sorry, you have to figure that out yourselves. Good luck. Fair enough, fair enough. Zola, half fish, half woman, who lives in the water. When she sticks her head out of the water, she lets out a ball that Link's little shield can't hold back. Rock. These rocks crumble off Death Mountain and fall down to attack Link. You can't destroy these natural nuisances. The fairies in the spring give Link extra life. Fairies live in the springs here and there. They have a magical power that turns all of Link's life hearts back to red. You can find them at the... Sorry, that's also a secret. Yes, later retcon to Zora. Man, Altariana with the spoilers today, my goodness. I'm just kidding. Caves are not only in the places you can see. What was that you said? I looked for the caves in every nook and corner, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Well, you know, they're not just only in the places you can see. Link just might be able to might be able to pass through the pathways he hasn't been to, but let's take that again. What was that you said? I looked for the caves in every nook and corner, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Well, you know, they're not only in the places you can see. Link just might be able to pass through some of the pathways he hasn't been able to get through by using something else. Get the gist? Legend has it that there are caves in every possible place above ground. Link is bound to find them as long as he has enough power. Get the idea? The Underworld. Okay, now that Link has found an entrance to the labyrinths, he can at last begin his fight to find the Triforce fragments. Once Link steps inside the underground labyrinths, the above-ground radar at the top left of the screen turns into the radar of the labyrinths. What's more, if Link has the map of the labyrinths, then the map will be displayed on the radar. There's also the level display. If you think that the present labyrinth level is too tough for Link, judging from previous experience, then it'd be wiser to get out, and fast. Let's walk around inside the labyrinth. Now, Link's inside the labyrinth, and it's really strange. Okay, let's try moving Link around in various directions. He has to use candles to light up the pitch-black rooms. Link leaves tracks behind him as he goes forward, as you can see here. This is displayed in the subscreen. The inside of the labyrinth is made up of lots of rooms. Each of the blocks in the labyrinth are rooms closed by one, blocks that Link can go through whenever he wants. 2, shutters with doors and devices that won't open unless he's got the key. And 3, walls. Will Link be locked in, unable to get back? That's a secret. Doors you need keys for. Shutters. In the caves where people lived are invisible closed doors. How to open them? That's a secret. There are other treasures as well as the Triforce. Link can find lots of other treasures such as the heart containers. Link will never make it to Death Mountain if he doesn't get a hold of these and the Triforce. Go get them! Find the map of the 9 labyrinths and the compasses. The map and the compass are very handy for walking about into the labyrinths. The picture below shows some notes about these labyrinths. Link wrote them down from what Impa told him. Find the map, it's much more accurate. Eagle, Moon, Manji, Snake, Lizard, Dragon, Demon, Lion, Death Mountain. The enemies that attack Link in the underground labyrinths. Zol and Gel, jelly-like monsters that walk about, bouncing around in the labyrinths. When Link cuts Zol, it splits into 2 gels. Gel has little attacking power, but Zol has twice the power of Gel. Rope, a poisonous snake that has made the labyrinths its home. It senses other creatures quickly and suddenly comes after them. Link, for that matter, Once it has found them out, this one has got a lot of attacking power. Fire and Keese. Fire is a devil that controls the Keeses. When Link cuts it with his sword, it turns into 2 Keeses. Keeses have little attacking power, but Fire is a little stronger. Stalfos, a skeleton that's got a sword in each hand, little attacking power. Wall Master, a monster that appears out of the labyrinth wall. If it catches Link, it takes him back to the entrance of the labyrinth. Goria, a little devil that lives underground. He uses boomerangs. There are 2 of his type, red ones and blue ones and red ones. Watch out for the blue ones, they are strong. Wizrobe, a master of movement. He appears here and there, letting out magic spells that Link's little shield can't hold back. He's pretty strong, watch out. Darknut, a knight who lives in the labyrinths. He has lots of attacking power. He repels Link's attacks from the front with his shield. Bull's Voice, a ghost with big ears and a weak point. He hates loud noise. Lanmola, a gigantic centipede. Attacking his head won't work. Boy, does he move fast. Just after starting the game, if you make sure Link always goes to where the fairy lives, remember the kind fairy who revives your life hearts, then the game will be easier for you. Like, a tube-like monster that has a soft spot for magic shields. He eats them up. Gibdo, the Mummy Man. He's got some strange powers and some pretty powerful attacking force. Moldorm, a huge worm living in the labyrinths. It grows smaller as Link attacks. Not so strong. Dodongo, a giant rhinoceros. It hasn't got much attacking power, but it bounces off attacks with its thick hide. Manhandla, a large man-eating flower with hands sticking out in all 4 directions. It moves faster as it loses its hands. It's pretty mean, so watch out. Aquamantis, a type of dragon that some call a unicorn. As well as having lots of attacking powers, it's a powerful opponent. It emits mean beams. Patra, the Patra attack in groups, in 2 types of formations. Both formation groups are strong, so be on your toes. Big Dogger, big sea urchins. In spite of their big bodies, they shrivel up when attacked, but watch out, they come out on pretty strong. Goma, the super huge crab that lives in the labyrinths. Its hard shell will repulse any attack. Attack its weak points with a special weapon. Gleeok, a huge dragon that has 2 to 4 heads and spits out beams at Link. Heads that Link cuts off from its body will fly around in the air. Head of Gleeok. Bubble, the spirit of the dead. When it clings onto Link, he won't be able to unsheath his sword for a little while. More often than not, the shutter devices are closed by the magical power of the enemy in that room. The shutters will open if Link disposes of the enemy. Get the message? What are you waiting for? Go get him! Traps and stone statues. Somebody placed these in the labyrinth a long time ago. They suddenly attack Link when he approaches them, so you've really got to watch out. Once the traps move, they don't move again until they've gone back to their original positions. Take this opportunity to go forward. And now, the fight to death with Ganon. Link has collected the 8 fragments and completed the Triforce of Wisdom. Now he's ready to fight Ganon in the depth of Death Mountain. What is Ganon? What's Ganon like? Nobody knows. Nobody has lived to tell the tale. Link's no match for Ganon and his might. Whatever attacks Link uses, Ganon just repels him. But if Link could only use the magic sword and some other object, he'll manage to topple the mighty Ganon. Other object? What's that? Pay attention to the rooms Link can't get to in the map. There's bound to be a hidden passageway in the rooms that Link's already passed through. Keep your eyes open. Alright, The Legend of Zelda ABCs. The complete strategy for getting to level 1, Eagle. Your first attempt at The Legend of Zelda, and you're probably thinking to yourself that it's very hard. Well, we're going to help you out in the following pages and teach you how to reach the first Triforce fragment. First, go into the cave. When Link sets out on his travels, he can see a cave before him. Go into this cave. Now, get the sword and get equipped. Inside the cave, Link will fight an old man who lives on the island. He tells Link to take the sword for his adventures. Take it and fight on. Go north, young man. With the sword in hand, get Link to go north. The top of the screen. Here, Link will have his first fight. Take it easy, don't rush. They're weak fighters compared to those coming later. Then, east into the forest. Next, Link will come out into a forest if he goes east. Fight the enemy skillfully, using the trees as cover. Keep on fighting in the forest. Go north and Link will find himself still in the forest. Don't run away. Keep on fighting and get some more treasures. You'll need them later on in the game. Go north and to the lake. Go north again and go near the lake. The monster in the lake, Zola, will attack Link with her balls. If Link doesn't fight her off skillfully, that'll be the end of Link. Link's found the bridge. When Link is advancing north, he comes across the bridge. Fight the enemy here and get as many life hearts as possible. Cross the bridge to the Eagle Labyrinth. When Link crosses the bridge to the little island, Link will find Eagle, the level 1 underground labyrinth. Now, find the map and compass in the labyrinth. Let's take the Triforce Fragment without leaving a single treasure behind. Link will surprise himself if he hits upon Pole's voice, the monster with the big ears. Weak's point. View this by... Sorry, that's a secret. Map to get to level 2, Underground Labyrinth. The ruins at the top right are the entrance to the level 2 Underground Labyrinth. To get here, Link has to go around the outer right of the map, and pass through the big forest. Mind your step though, don't get lost. Compliance with FCC regulations. We've been over this, we were over this last time. Ooh, this is new. This wasn't in the Super Mario Bros. Manual. How strange. Imagine that. The nasty creatures Link bumps into in the Overworld. Tips for tackling the Overworld enemies. These enemies may be carrying rubies. Defeat them and get rich. These enemies may be carrying bombs. If Link needs bombs, attack them. Defeat P-Hat and a heart may appear. He's tough, but don't let that stop you. If you defeat the first Guinea after bumping tombstones and releasing others, you'll defeat all of them and clean up. Link can collect weapons such as the boomerang by defeating the enemy, then use the boomerang to pick up other items. It's too easy. Link finds many different peoples in the caves. You can get many things in these places. Things are also hidden where you wouldn't expect them to be. But yeah, very, very nice of them to give you a very, very comprehensive map. Wow. Lost Hills. What will this old man give Link? You can gamble with this old man. Link needs this letter to buy information later. Listen carefully to this old man's words. You'll have to pay this old woman for valuable information. This old woman wants to help Link. Can she? I don't know, can she? That's not for me to decide, I don't think. Merchants sell many things. Stay out of the expensive stores. Magic shield, key, blue candles, bomb, wooden arrow, heart, enemy bait, blue ring. Gather your strength and you'll be capable of many things. Extremely motivational. I just want you all to remember, if you gather your strength, you'll be capable of many things. Anyway, use the candle to burn a tree. Sometimes things are hidden underneath. Use a bomb to blow up a rock. Who knows what you'll find? Use something special to gain inner strength and you can move even large boulders. Yes, more than some of the things. That is true. That is very true. Gain enough wisdom and you'll know how to summon the wind and ride a tornado to the entrance of the Underworld. Find these hidden passageways using a certain item. There are many items to find and use. Did you find them all? Check off the ones you've got. We've got none of them, so this is an easy checklist. Items not on the list. Sword, magical sword, white sword, magic shield, wooden boomerang, magical boomerang, bow, wooden arrow, silver arrow, enemy bait, blue candle, red candle, magic wand, magic book, whistle, power bracelet, blue ring, red ring, letter to the little old lady, magic key, ladder, raft. Tips for Underworld survival. Tip 1. Is it really a dead end? If you can't go forward, maybe you should try a bomb and make your own door. Tip 2. Defeat all the enemy. Some rooms have hidden items which appear only after you've defeated all the enemy. Don't miss finding valuable treasure. Tip 3. Attack the weakest point. Going toe-to-toe with huge monsters is not the healthiest activity. Look for their weaknesses. Attack certain parts of their bodies and/or use certain items you can defeat even the biggest monster. Get a clue from the old man. What's this? Where am I? Remember where the secret underground labyrinth passageways are. The larger the labyrinth, the more secret passageways there are, and if you don't draw a map, you're sure to get lost. But yes, Impa recounts Link's parting words. Princess Zelda had anticipated the difficulty of finding the entrances to the level 7, 8, and 9 dungeon labyrinths. She gave the following clues to Impa, who passed them on to Link. The mysterious sealed entrance to the level 7 labyrinth is in the brown, dead forest. Go to the furthest west fountain and do something special. Use the candle to burn trees and find the hidden entrance to the level 8 labyrinth. An old man who lives near the ocean can tell you which tree in the green forest covers the entrance. The 2 huge rocks high on Death Mountain are known by the people as Spectacle Rock. Be patient. Use your learned skills and knowledge. Oh yes, some rooms in the labyrinth can only be reached through underground tunnels. These tunnels can be discovered only by moving certain blocks, but first destroy all the enemies in the room. Be strong and wise. Zelda awaits your rescue. How to make an adventure map. If you have successfully completed levels 1 and 2, you will need to make your own Underworld maps from now on. If you notice, there is a map and compass hidden in each labyrinth. The map will help you discover the overall shape of the labyrinth, and the compass will tell you where the Triforce Fragment is. Don't forget to look for the secret underground passageways within the higher level labyrinths. In some cases, you must draw these passageways before you can proceed. Watch out for traps. Draw in each room as you go to keep track of the things. You may need your map to guide a hasty retreat. The arrow indicates the entrance to the labyrinth. Pardon. Level 1, Manji. Level 4, Snake. In order to defeat the protector of this labyrinth, you need a particular item. Oh yes, bring some money. Even if a like steals your magic shield, strike with your sword. The old man will tell you the weakness of Goma. A hungry Goria will confront you. Watch for the dead-end room. There will be many old women selling medicine in the Overworld. Make sure you buy some. You finally made it to the last labyrinth. You absolutely must make a map to avoid getting lost in the numerous secret passageways. Yeah, I like that they also sort of give you an indication of what items can be found in each labyrinth. You asked for it, the complete guide to the level 1 and level 2 labyrinths. Study these two maps. There is much to be learned about the Underworld. Only the wisest will survive. Link will find the first labyrinth, Eagle, by crossing the bridge to the island in the lake. Your quest is just beginning. Only Aquamantis and Blue Gorias and the traps will be tough to beat. It's difficult to fight in close. Fill up with hearts and then attack from the distance by throwing your sword. If Link has the bow and arrow, you should win easily. Link will find the second labyrinth, Moon, in a clearing in the woods. You'll be challenged by the red Gorias, who are tougher than the blue type. The rope seems weak, but don't underestimate it. When it sees a direct path to Link, it attacks with lightning speed. It guards the labyrinth, Moon, without rest. To defeat it, Link must. The Legend of Zelda, Maps and Strategies. Maps and Strategies. Can you and your wits alone save Zelda? The map holds useful information to help you discover the Triforce Fragment and rescue Zelda. You should only use the map in strategic tips as a last resort. You will conquer Ganon and return death. If you believe in yourself and your inner strength, you will conquer Ganon and return peace to the land of Hyrule. So yes. Or wait, was this a disclaimer for this this page that we just read? It's a good thing that I didn't pay too much attention to the maps. Anyway, I think that is that, I suppose. We kind of, didn't play The Legend of Zelda after saying that we were going to play The Legend of Zelda and making a whole big deal out of that, but that's how it is sometimes. At least we can play The Legend of Zelda. So, we have that. We have that going for us. We are now legally allowed to play The Legend of Zelda. Longbook? Yeah. Yeah, this manual is like 50 pages long, and that's like, with there was a couple of pages that were, 2 pages combined into 1 page. So yeah, like 53, 54 maybe pages. Yeah, manuals were not messing around back in those days. But again, you kind of had to. You kind of had to have a good long manual because there was literally no way of having any real confidence that you could that a given person would be familiar with video games as a concept even. But yes, so it is about time we wrapped up. Definitely a long time here. But yes, let's see, what else is there to say? I guess we should bring up the schedule again. So, we have defeated the Koopa King. He is no more. Of course, he is only no more until the next Mario game we play, but you know. He is no more for now. He is no more for now. And that I can appreciate. So, instead of more Mario, instead of more Koopa King dethroning, we will be playing some Legend of Zelda on the Friday and Saturday. But yes, we will be starting that up, and once we are done with Legend of Zelda, as stated, we will be moving on to Metroid. But yes, let's see, what else is there to say? Oh, also, Thursday, Dweller's Empty Path, we'll be wrapping that up, and we will be doing some more, well, not some more, but we'll be doing some planning with regards to sort of what I want to do for, now that I have affiliate stuff, like, you know, what are they called? Badges, emotes, things, stuff like that, you know, things. But yeah, let's see. Anything else to go over? I think that should be basically good. So, Thursday, we'll be streaming at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Friday, 10. Oh, that says 10 p.m. That should say 10 a.m. Oh dear, I've made a terrible mistake. But yes, 10 a.m. we'll be playing The Legend of Zelda. I suppose I'll fix that. But yes, 10 a.m. Friday, we'll be playing The Legend of Zelda. And then 10 a.m. Saturday, we'll be playing The Legend of Zelda. Nope, too late, I'll be here at 10 p.m. I mean, nothing's stopping you from being here at 10 p.m. I won't be here at 10 p.m., so you'll have to amuse yourself. But nothing's saying that you can't be here at 10 p.m. But yes, anyway, so it is time to wrap up. And so, of course, as we always do, I will open the floor to anyone who would like to make a suggestion for our raid target. I will take a sip. Sip. Stretch a little bit. Yeah, looks like we don't have a... Oh, are you thinking? I'll give you a second more to think if you would like. But yeah, it's funny how, it is really funny to me how I both managed to play Super Mario Bros. For longer than I expected tonight, and for much, much shorter than I expected. Yeah, Shep's buddy Quetzalcoatl is streaming. Alright. Sounds like a plan. Quetzalcoatl. Alright. Wait, nope. I was about to type the raid thing again, but I don't need to do that because we can just, you know, it's already up. So, instead, what I should be typing is our raid message, our customary raid message. We have arrived. Oops. Come on. There we go. There we go. So, let's see. Anything else to be gone over? We already did the schedule. We already talked about all that. So, just to reiterate, 10 a.m. I will not be here at 10 p.m. I won't stop you from visiting my Twitch page at 10 p.m. if you want to, but I won't be here. So, again, you will have to amuse yourself if you happen to find yourself here at that particular time. So, raid message is, as always, we have arrived. Thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you've had a fine night. I hope that you'll be, let's try that again. I hope that you've had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night, every night, and I hope that you'll be well until the next time I see you. Thank you all very much, and farewell. Let us get this raid underway.